show that gratitude, be grateful for what helped you before so that you can now move on. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am 𝗦𝘄cie, your tarot life planner, helping you plan, build, really consider for the life that you deserve, because you deserve to start living a life that feels good, comfortable, amazing, awesome to you. So that's what I can help you with. Welcome to Wednesday Woo at 2. And hey, Gary, thanks for joining, popping in early. Your season is almost here. It's almost Libra season. Tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow. What's the date today? Oh, no, today. Wait, let me look. No, tomorrow. Tomorrow starts Libra season. I think about my own birthday because mine is on the cusp on the other end of Cancer. So, but yes, so it's almost Libra season. That's balance that you're going to be starting to feel a little bit soon, everybody, is because of Libra season coming soon. Hey, Wanda, good to see you. I've missed you. So I also want to say happy Mabon to everyone. Today is Mabon. If you celebrate the pagan holiday, today is the equinox. So I guess technically the first day of fall. And so this is the perfect time to think about, again, if we go back to that Libra concept of balance, today is the day that the light and the dark have equal time together. It's a time of reflection because of that balance. It's a time of, I always think of harvest, right? When I think of this time of year. But if you think about harvest in your life, think about what you need to prepare, what you need to bring with you, bring along. Hopefully you've already been building up. What do you need to bring along with you to sustain you when shit doesn't go great, right? I mean, when I think about harvest in our lives, that's kind of the way I think about it. So, if you're going into a space where it may be kind of dry times coming up, right? We're going into winter months. If you think about your life, maybe you're going into a time in your life where, things aren't going to be as sunny and bright. You might have to dig in a little bit deeper. So what do you need to bring with you to prepare for that, to be ready for those times, right? And when you think about harvest for yourself in your personal life, I also think about what you need to let go of, right? Because obviously if you are, like I can fill this box of things that I can bring with me, I can only fit so many things in this box, right? So I also think that this is a really great time. And I know I talk about releasing a lot, but this is a time to also really sit down and think about, what do I need to let go of that, got me through like the beautiful sunny summertime, that time of growth and expansion, right? What served me that I need to thank and let go of so that I can focus more on the things that I'm storing up, right? So this is a perfect time for that. Again, today is the perfect day if you want to just sit in reflection and maybe do some journaling or just really think about those ideas, right? What do I need to bring forward and what do I need to let go of, and find that balance, right? So, okay. So what else? What else before we talk about, I feel like there was something else I wanted to tell you. I'll come back to it. But today we are talking about, I'll pop it up in here so that you can see it next to me. We're going to be talking about this idea of the Five of Swords energy. And I'm going to tie this in right to what I just said with the Mabon energy. So the title today is that everyone ain't ready. Right. And that means the people in your life might not be ready for the person that you're about to become. Okay. So I'm going to take this down for just a second because I want you to really think about this idea. So in our lives, and if you've been watching me for a little while, you know that, again, I do talk a lot about release. I do talk a lot about, the seasonality of our lives. And, we have these ebbs and flows, these ups and downs. We're constantly learning new things. And when you know more and you know better, you do better, right? And so as we are evolving, as we're moving through these seasons, as we get to a place like now, right? We're at that equal point. We're at the equinox. Day and night, light and dark is balanced. Think about in your own life as you're thinking about what to release and what to make sure you have enough of to move forward. There are going to be people, there are going to be things in your life that are not on the same trajectory that you are, right? Let me know if that makes sense for you. There are going to be situations, obviously, right, that you grow out of. It may be a job that you realize, like, I got everything I could from this and I'm ready to do more. It could be a relationship, right, that, either it's something that, you were here, it was perfect, it's what I needed to help me move from one place to the place I'm at now. And now I need to evaluate if you're coming along, right? If you are on that same path that I am and we can take that walk together, or if I need to be grateful that I had it when I needed it and now I need something different. So either way. So even in your, practices, if I'll say spiritual, I don't mean religious practices, but maybe religious practices too. Even in that, there are things that maybe you believed in the past that helped you, right? To help you get from one place to where you are now, that now maybe you see it differently. You see that I don't necessarily need that type of support. I've learned more. I've learned other ways to be supported to help grow. And so again, I'm show that gratitude, be grateful for what helped you before so that you can now move on to where you are. So when I say that, everyone ain't ready, again, our people in our lives, sometimes, you may have heard that term that, you have people in your life for a season, for a reason or a season, right? And that's absolutely true. And for me, even though I have a lot of Cancer in my chart, in my astrological chart, which is very much about like keeping people close and homes and family. I also believe that you have to be able to have these boundaries, right? And this idea of boundaries has come up a lot for me recently. Vinny and I were just talking about this earlier today as another Cancer, creating these boundaries. And sometimes those boundaries, our personal boundaries, have to do with the people that we have in our spaces, right? You can love a person to death and know that their energy is not the right energy that you need to have around you. And it's okay that you acknowledge that and that you let them go, right? It's okay that you come to that realization, not that you're better than anybody, because you're not, right? You are in a different place than maybe some people in your past, people who were amazing and wonderful and helped you. If you're in a different place, it's okay to let that go in gratitude and start to move forward, right? And so I want you to think about this new version of yourself. Okay. So I have some super fun things coming up for October. I'll give you a little hint that if you saw the post from June, you know that I love costumes. Little hint for October. So there's going to be some fun things that happen in October, but we're really going to be focusing on connecting with all of those energies, right? Connecting with the elements and finding who we are, the personas that we may put on for other people, for certain people, but who we really are at our core. And if you think about who you want this 2.0 version to be, right? Because hopefully you are striving to continue to be a better version of yourself, right? That's kind of our job here on the planet, I think. And if you're going to show up authentically in that 2.0 version, what does that look like and who is around you? Okay, that's something that you should really take time to sit and think about and talk to yourself about, right? And I'll put this 5 back up. And if you look at the 501s card, which we had this week in the overall spread, if you didn't get a chance to watch it, you can check it out over on YouTube, or it's here in the Facebook group and on the page as well. But normally when I see this card, I think about this kind of like crazy, like all over the place energy, right? And if you look at the card, if you are able, maybe even on your screens, to kind of zoom it up a little bit, you see this person and he's holding these swords, and it's like he's around this fire and he's like dancing or doing something. He looks like he might be a little wacky. And then there are these wolves in the background that are looking back like, well, that's too much. There's too much going on there for me, right? And that's really the vibe that I got when I pulled this for the week, is that you have to decide how you're going to show up authentically for yourself, right? And to some people who don't get it, they may look at you like those wolves. They may look back and be like, what is going on? And that's okay, right? Because they're not in the same place that you are evolving into, right? And the important piece to this, though, is that you have to get to that point where you can be that guy with the swords, right? Who is like, screw it, I'm doing what I need to do. Swords is all about communication and your thoughts. And, in here, this person is putting that into practice, right? He is dancing around the fire, waving his swords around, telling his story. Again, swords is all about communication and your ideas and your thoughts. And that can be ideas and thoughts about yourself and just about, again, how you're going to live your life. But there's going to be people that you lose along the way, right? And it's not a bad thing, because they're not ready to be around who you are authentically, right? So let me give an example. So there's a person in my life who, I mean, there are several, right? But this particular person can be very negative, very always kind of down and out. And so this person it has a lot of this negative energy, right? And it comes from all different places. And we all have situations, parts of our lives where shit doesn't go great, where we're upset, we're frustrated, we're annoyed, whatever, right? But this person focuses a lot, almost exclusively, on that negativity, on that, like, oh my God, I can't believe these people did this. I can't believe when I woke up this morning, I stubbed my toe. I can't believe that, this thing happened, that thing happened, whatever. So when you think about putting out that kind of energy like this person, right? Again, everything is, there are plenty of things that happen in the day, but the things that they choose to focus on are what's not going great. And when that's your focus, when you putting your energy towards what's not going great, then that's what you keep getting more of, right? That's the attraction point that you have created for yourself. So I'm not suggesting that you should lie to yourself and act like everything's okay. But regardless of what's happening in your life, even the shit that's not going great, if that's your focus, that's all you can see, right? And that's all you're going to ever notice. So people will often say to me, like, oh, you're all love and light. No, I recognize that shit goes wrong all the time. But I choose not to focus on that, because then that's all I'm going to keep seeing. And again, if we think about this balance that is happening now at Mabon, at this equinox, if you want to create more of a thing, then you have to focus on that thing. If you want more beautiful things to bring along with you in this box that we're packing for the dark times, why would you focus on the shit that's not working that you want to leave behind? Figure out what it is, let it go, so that you have this abundance, so that your focus is on, regardless of where I'm at, look at who I'm becoming. Look at who I want to be, right? So it's always supernatural. Yeah, when the read business, yeah. And so I really want you to keep that in mind, that in this time, not just today, all the time, right? But if we're going through this cycle, if we are focusing on these energies, then I really do want you to think about this, what you see in this card. And I'd love for you to type in kind of what jumps out at you or what resonates with you. I'm going to pop this off, I think. What really resonates with you? What jumps out at you when you look at this card, which is usually the way that I do this when I work with people one-on-one. I do a lot less talking, and you would tell me the things that are jumping out at you, because that's really important, right? I mean, let's say this person I'm using as an example, let's say they look at this card, it may be like, oh, look, all those wolves there, they've turned their back on that person and they're running away, right? Because their focus is so much on what's not going great. Okay. Versus when I looked at this card for this week, when I pulled it for this week, even though, because I know the cards, the traditional meaning of the cards, I think kind of that crazy frenetic energy. When I looked at this card, the first thing I noticed was this person in a stance of what looks like self-expression. Like they're telling their story and they don't care how it's coming across. They don't care what else is going on, right? So, hey, Jessica. Jessica said fire. Yeah. So the first thing that you notice in this card was the fire. And if you look around, he's got you see all this other snow, right? Everything else is kind of cold, but you've got this fire burning, that energy, right? Fire energy is action, is movement, is things happening, right? And that's exactly it. That's what you need to start focusing on moving forward, is how am I doing this? I know that I need to be in a different place. I know that I am growing and evolving and becoming closer to the person that I want to become, or that I know I'm meant to be. How am I able to start getting there? What do I need to start doing? And this notion here of this self-expression, no matter how it looks or feels to other people, that's not your concern. You have no control over that, right? But you have to start expressing yourself. You have to start letting things out. You have to start, again, we're moving into Libra season tomorrow. And Libra isn't just about balance, it's an air sign, right? It's a sign about communication, about expressing yourself, expressing your thoughts and ideas in any way that you need to, right? Air signs are all about the conversation or processing through thoughts verbally in some way, shape, or form, right? To themselves or to others. So again, I really, I'll wrap this up by saying that I just think we're in such a beautiful space right now. I'm going to pop this down. We're in such a beautiful space of growth, of expansion, and again, really focusing on how am I moving closer to who I know I really am, who I truly want to be moving forward, and how can I express that? How can I make sure that I'm sharing that in a way that is going to benefit me, regardless of what other people think about that, right? So let me know how that sits with you. I'd love to hear from you. Send me a message, send a message here on the video. I'd love to hear all about it. Again, today is the perfect day for you to sit. It's rainy and kind of blah where I am. I was really hoping to light a little fire outside, but today's a perfect day to just sit someplace, do some reflection, figure out what you're thinking and releasing, and focus on what you're taking with you and what you're moving forward in this evolution that we are creating for ourselves, for this much closer to our purpose, right? And that's the key. It's not about growth of what other people think. It's about what you need, who you are, figuring that out and moving closer to that. This is the perfect time to start doing that work pretty consistently, right? And if you can do it today, amazing. Do some journaling about it. I think that's it. I feel like there, whatever it was I was going to tell you, if I remember it, I'll just pop it in. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. Again, let me know how this resonates with you, and I will post in here as always. You are more than welcome to schedule, if you haven't already, a 2-minute tarot with me. So if you have any questions, right, whether it's about figuring out where you're going, where you're heading, what you would like, a question about something going on in your life, whether it's your health and happiness or relationship or starting a business, growing a business, your career, whatever it is, I would love for you to try out for totally free this 2-minute tarot. So you're going to send me a question. I am going to pull one card for you, and I'll send you a video about 2 minutes long with a brief kind of overview of that card in relation to your question. And that's it. If you want to book some time with me afterwards, amazing. You can do that always. If not, there's no pressure there, right? So I'd love for you to try that out. Ask away. I love talking to all of you, connecting with folks, and helping as much as I can. So I think that's it for today. Thanks so much for coming by. It was so nice to see everyone. And I'll talk to you soon. Stay tuned for what's coming up. All right. Stay magical, y'all.